I have a vacuum chamber and I felt like putting ramen noodles in it, so I did. And you can see it expands a bunch, but it doesn't pop. It did get a little hole in it though, and you'll be able to tell in a second when I let the air back in. So you can see how it completely crushes on top of it. And it was rock solid. Pretty cool. This is what happens when you put ice in a vacuum chamber. I know the top is really messy right now. I'll wipe it off for the next video. This was completely unexpected, but the ice actually started to boil. I only expected the ice to melt faster than in atmospheric pressure, but I didn't expect it to boil. Here it is after a couple minutes on its side, still boiling. So someone asked if I could put jello in the vacuum chamber, so I did. For the first minute or two, like nothing happened. After a little bit though, it started boiling, and it just kept boiling for quite a while. Comment what I should put in the vacuum next. Thanks for watching. So someone asked what the vacuum does exactly and why the jello was boiling. This is just water boiling, but it's at room temperature, just under a lot of negative pressure. The vacuum pump has the ability to remove almost all of the air inside the chamber, which replicates a really high altitude. Most people know that the boiling point of water is 212 degrees, but at higher altitudes it starts to decrease. At higher altitudes, there are fewer air molecules. Similarly, in a vacuum chamber, there are almost no air molecules. Therefore, because the pressure is so low, the temperature of the water becomes irrelevant, and many things can boil at room temperature or colder. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Comment what I should do next. Here's what happens when you put seaweed in a vacuum chamber. So at first it just started to inflate a bunch because the pressure got taken off of it. And I really expected this one to pop, but unfortunately it didn't. But it still did get a little hole in it, and you'll be able to see that once I let the air back in. Okay, I'm letting the air back in now. It just got completely crushed, and there is still seaweed in there. It just compacted a bunch. So it's rock solid again. The seaweed just returned to its original shape. Thank you so much for watching. Comment what I should do next. Have a great day. So this guy wanted me to put an apple in the vacuum chamber, so I did. I put a whole apple in for like 3 minutes, but it didn't do anything the whole time. Then I sliced up this apple and it immediately started boiling. I wasn't really expecting anything to happen, but it started boiling and I was really happy with the result. Thank you for watching. Comment what I should do next. In a lot of my videos, the things I put in don't pop, but they shrink at the end, so this is kind of how I'm going to demonstrate it. So I put a hole in the cap, and then on top of that I put a piece of tape. So right now, while the vacuum's on, the air is allowed to expand inside the water, but then it escapes, but it won't be able to re-enter because of the tape. The tape works like a valve. As soon as I let the air back in, it completely crushes. This is the same effect that you saw when I put the seaweed and the ramen noodles in the vacuum chamber. Thank you for watching. Put what I should do next in the comments. Brenda Lear said that I should put a soda can in the vacuum. So I did, and here's it, just carbonated water at first, just because I thought that would be cool. Then I put the actual can in, and pretty much immediately it started boiling out, and yeah, it was a pretty crazy one. When I let the air back in, it was dented for a little bit, but then it went back to its original shape. Thank you for watching. Okay, I think this one's definitely my favorite one so far. You can see that the shaving cream just multiplied in size so much. Like it literally filled up the whole entire chamber from just that little amount. I think it was pretty obvious what I was doing next. It was so messy, but it turned out so cool. I got asked this a couple times to put marshmallows in the vacuum chamber and then eat them, so here we go. So I put them in the vacuum chamber. These ones I actually put in twice because I want to see if I could get them even smaller than before. There we go. I shut off the air so then they could equalize. Versus a regular marshmallow. You'll see it grow, and as soon right now, when it starts to shrink, that means it's equalized. So I'm gonna cut one in half. It's got a weird divot in it. They're really chewy, and I kind of prefer them to regular marshmallows. They're like really good. So Sebastian asked me to put in ice cream, so I did. And I wasn't really expecting much, but it started boiling and like really frothing up, which I thought was really cool and unexpected. This is in 2x speed, by the way. Now I'm letting the air in. Alrighty, so Christian asked to put an orange in the vacuum, so here we go. I wasn't really expecting much. I put a little orange in, by the way. You can see there it starts boiling, how it really starts to expand, and like the dimples start to shrink. Near the stem, you can see some liquid escaping from it boiling and expanding. Something I wasn't expecting at all is when I let the air back in, just look how much it shrunk. It gets so small, and it gets these weird wrinkles in it. Then I put the actual like fruit in it, and it just started boiling. It wasn't a great reaction, but it did start to boil for sure. Great suggestion, thank you. This is just one that I thought would be really cool. So soak your water in a vacuum chamber. Once again, this is 2x speed. It started off with just really small bubbles, but the one in the center moved outwards and the one outwards moved inwards. and it joined up, and I just thought that looked really awesome. And here it starts to cloud up because the water starts boiling quite a bit underneath. Can't really see though.